Now, if you're a fan of co-op games and you somehow haven't heard of Hazelight Studios, then where have you been? Hazelight Studios have created some of the best co-op games in the last decade. From games like It Takes Two, A Way Out, and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, they have not only led the way when it comes to co-op games and innovation, but they have conquered it. And they pushed the boundary even more with Split Fiction. This game is one of the best, or if not the best ever co-op game I've played. It is really fun. It took me and my son 13 hours to complete it, and we loved every second of it. I'm Lycan from GreenLycan Reviews, by the way. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, it's free to do so. And we release videos on a weekly basis about game reviews, lists, and all sorts of other things. Now, what makes Split Fiction such an awesome game is the fact that it's a story-based game with a crap load of mini games and different types of gameplay just thrown into it throughout the entire game. And I mean, like, you don't play this game from start to finish with one basic mechanic. Every level that you do introduces a new different mechanic and has you play basically a whole new different game. There's even points in this game where you and your partner, whoever's playing with you, will have different powers or mechanics that will be things that you have to use to work together in order to get through the levels. But what this means is, depending on what player you play as, you'll have a completely different experience of the game. This means that you can, at the very least, play through this game twice as each character and experience it completely differently. And it's not because it's from a different perspective, though it can be, it's because the mechanics are so different. For example, there is one point in the game where you will become these two little balls that can roll around. One of the players has these kind of nanobots that can split apart and they turn into like a parachute or go through vents or hack things, but the other player has a ball that's magnetic that can magnetize things to it, and you can use this to navigate different parts of the world, like going up walls and across ceilings and things like that, where your person with the nanobots is not able to do that. These mechanics will then allow you to work together to get through levels where, for example, the person with the nanobot ball will need to hack into something to move something across the level that the person with the magnetic ball has to stick onto using their magnetization. It is a very unique type of mechanic, but this is the thing, this game does this with every single level. So you're not playing one game. I would go as far as saying that by the time you get to the end of Split Fiction, you've technically played probably about 20 different games, all because the mechanics are consistently changing all the time. And it's not like mechanics are reused. The only mechanic that you actually will always have is the ability to sprint, the ability to jump and climb, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is just new, introduced and changed every single level that you get through. And the story itself is freaking awesome. I'm not always the type of person that can stay involved in a game or want to consistently play a game for a long period of time without losing interest, but I can say that me and my son went through this game in 2 days. And I mean 2 days, like as in we played it immediately after I bought the game on Saturday, and then we finished it and completed it on Sunday. We spent 3 hours playing the game on Saturday, and then on Sunday we spent 10 hours just binging the rest of the game because we were both that addicted to it. And this is where it kind of sucks, because you kind of wish that there was more to it. The only game that I played more recently that I got addicted to and played it through day after day until I completed it was Astrobot. And unfortunately, games like Split Fiction, they are massively fun and great to play. And normally you can only play through them once before you kind of can't play it again because you already know everything that's going to happen. The benefit to Split Fiction is that because there's 2 characters and 2 different sets of mechanics for every character, you can play the game twice. But once you are through the game the second time, there's not really a lot more for you to do. And this is where my hope, though it doesn't seem to have been a thing that Hazelight Studios have done in the past, I feel like this is the game where they can add DLC. And I can't go into story stuff or anything like that, but generally speaking, they could just essentially add DLC to allow you to add other stories into the game so that you can continue to experience different types of mechanics going forward. Obviously, there's the hope that they may decide to do a second one, because it would be great to see this game again with more mechanics and more features just to see how creative they get. But at the same time, this is Hazelight Studios. You know for a fact they're going to release another game within the next couple of years, and it's going to bring new features that no one's ever used before. because this studio is the innovation when it comes to co-op games. And every other game studio out there that wants to make co-op games need to pay attention to Hazelight Studios. Like, the story in this game is awesome, the gameplay is awesome, everything about it is awesome, it even looks awesome, the graphics are just freaking awesome. There's also different types of games and mini games in there that just change things up just for that mission. It's just such a fun game. Now I can say that my first experience, I suppose, with Hazelight Studios was A Way Out. Me and my partner, we played A Way Out, we saw it on the store, we thought let's have a go. She played as one character, I played as the other, and I just remember thinking, like, I've never seen a studio create co-op games that are just that good. And it's not just the features and everything they put into it, but it's just the fact that it's one type of co-op game that you'll play where you and your co-op partner rely on each other to get through the game. Like, it's not a co-op game where you just run through the level together. You actually need the other person to do things so you can continue on your side of the level while they got to carry on their side of the level, and they'll have to wait for you to open up things or solve puzzles or do things. So you have to work together in order to get through it. And that's what we're missing in this day and age. We're missing games like this that kind of push the boundaries and make you have a co-op game where you can play with someone else and you kind of have to work together all the way through it. This is why Hazelight Studios are going to be freaking massive, and they're going to keep growing. It's no wonder this game in the first, week sold 2 million copies, and I am not surprised. Oh, and keep in mind there is a friend pass, so you only buy this game once and then your friend can join you for free, so you don't have to buy it twice. If you like co-op games and you have someone to play co-op games with, if you somehow don't have this game or you haven't played it, get this game. It's definitely worth it. If you've played this game or if you've seen stuff about it, get down in those comments and let me know what you think about it. Let me know if it's something you're going to pick up, if you're going to play it, and obviously let me know if I've helped you to decide whether you want to play this game or not. Because I am a game review channel and it's kind of important for me to know whether you value my opinion and whether it's helping you make a decision on what you're going to buy. And when it comes to school, just because of the sheer content of this game, how much you get out of it, and keep in mind if me and my son played this and completed it in 13 hours, that's 26 hours of gameplay if you play both characters. I have to give this game a 10 out of 10. It's perfect, it's absolutely perfect, and it's just worth playing.